Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I want to share some of the books that I've read that have changed my mindset, my perspective, my heart, my whole entire life basically. I want to share some of that list with you and basically what the book is all about and what I learned from it. Growing up, I've never really been a reader. Even when it comes to studying for an exam, it was the hardest thing I had to do. I'd pep talk myself, say, listen, this is important, you need to do this. I don't know why, but The Alchemist was the very first book that I picked up and read voluntarily without anyone forcing me to read. So I read it a long time ago. I really believe that books find you. This is something that I heard from someone that I know, that a book will find you. You'd find that sometimes you open a book and you're not really connecting with it, or you're not getting it. I believe that's because you're not ready to receive what the book is giving at that point in time. Put it down, come back to it 6 months later, or even a year later, or even years later, and maybe at that point you'll be ready for it. I really believe that The Alchemist was hunting me down because I don't know, I was everywhere that I went, I would hear about The Alchemist, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get this book and see what this hype is all about. I get the book and I was hooked like this, like instantly. The book is about this shepherd boy who has this recurring dream about this treasure that he needs to find. So he's always dreaming about this treasure in Africa that he needs to find. Treasure. And he sells his sheep and he decides to find the treasure. And along the way, of course, naturally, he goes through obstacles, and the beautiful thing is, with each obstacle comes a big lesson. I remember one of them was, there was a girl that he met, I think it was at a camp where he met the actual alchemist. This girl called Fatima. He fell in love with Fatima. Fatima was everything that he's always wanted. But at the back of his mind, he kept having this dream. So he was caught between, do I pursue Fatima and just stay with her and just be in love and forget about this dream, or do I just find the treasure and come back and hopefully Fatima is still there, unmarried? So that's like one of the real life things that people go through. You are sometimes conflicted on, do I continue with my career and chase my dreams, or do I have kids? Like, real life situations like that. He went with this gut feeling and he searched the way his dream was leading him to, and he found the treasure. The second book is The Four Agreements. Now, the Four Agreements are the author explains how we agree to certain things. For example, if someone says something to you that you know in your heart is not you. For example, if they say you're stupid and you know you're far from stupid, we then agree with what they're saying by carrying that energy of feeling stupid. Like whenever someone gives you a project to do, all you're thinking is, but I'm stupid, and you carry that energy, and you, for as a man thinks, so he is. So you start acting stupid and you start believing that you're stupid, and the more you act stupid, the more you believe that you're actually stupid, because you're carrying that energy with you. So all he's saying is, don't agree to what the world is saying. You know yourself best, and if you know that you're smart and intelligent and kind and peaceful and forgiving and warm, don't then allow anyone to come and tell you that you're not what you already know that you are. So the first one is, be impeccable with your word. He says this is the hardest to honor. So being impeccable with your word, what it means is honor your word and stick to your word. So what he's saying is, make sure that if you tell yourself that you're going to do Y and Z, do Y and Z. That is honoring yourself and respecting yourself enough to keep your word to yourself. And he says that the more you do it with yourself, the easier and more natural it's going to be for you to keep your word with the next person. The second agreement is, don't take anything personal. For me, I think this is the hardest thing. It's so easy to believe what the next person is saying, even if you know that this is not the kind of person that you are, and this is not you, and this is something that you wouldn't do. But it's so easy to just take what they're saying as the truth. He's saying not taking things personally will set you free. Whether people give you the biggest compliments that you are amazing, whatever, don't take it to your heart. Don't carry that, because then you'll depend on the external validation. Let it come from within. You know that you're amazing. Know that you're amazing. Know that you're special. Know that you are great. Know that you are intelligent. Know those things. Depending on the next person to be the one to say you are this, you are that, is tricky, because what happens if they don't say it? Then you feel less than, The third one is don't make any assumptions. It's very easy to assume. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world. You think you know something, or you think the next person should know it, or would know it, or it's common sense. Trust me, there is no such. Don't assume anything. If you've got a question, if you're confused, if you're worried, if you're anything, it's always better and healthier to ask. The last agreement is always do your best. So for this one, it says you will know, and I know this personally, you will know in your heart, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that I've done my best. You won't need anyone to confirm or anything. You know when you've done your best, and you know when you haven't. It gives you peace to know that you've done all you could, and that's enough. Doing your best is enough. There's nothing more you can do than your best, so doing your best is enough. So those are the 4 agreements. The third book is What I Know for Sure by Oprah. This one is my favorite book of all time. So Oprah takes us through, each chapter focuses on a certain thing. I know chapter 1 is joy, gratitude, clarity, resilience. So she takes us through what she went through as a child, and how all these things of being raped and all these things have contributed to the kind of person that she is today. So she talks about finding joy in everything. She finds joy in having a cup of tea in the morning. She gets to appreciate the little things, and that is beautiful for me. I love that. And then she was the one who actually introduced me to gratitude, and how gratitude can change your life. And then she also introduced me to clarity on your gut feeling and your intuition, that your gut feeling and intuition will always tell you yes or no. Always look within to find the answers. Number 4 is Who Moved My Cheese. Who Moved My Cheese is a teeny tiny little book that you can probably finish in a day. So it's this 4 characters, story of these 4 characters that are looking for the cheese, or rather that eat cheese. So cheese could be their job, could be their whatever it is that is big in their lives. So they keep eating the cheese and keep eating the cheese until it runs out. But they're so complacent that they don't even realize that the cheese is running out until it's completely out. And then they have 2 options: to either mope around and be sad and sulk over the fact that the cheese is gone, and the fact that you didn't realize that the cheese was running out, or don't waste any more time, go out there and find new cheese. This book taught me a lot about change, introduced me to the fact that the world is changing constantly, and if you are just chilling and not being ready, not preparing yourself for the next change, or not looking for change, or not adapting to change quickly, you will stay behind while the world is moving forward. The last book is A New Earth. A New Earth introduced me to the pain body and the ego. So how he explains it is that the ego strives on negativity and unforgiveness and anger and frustration and hurt. So when someone hurts you, says a thing that hurts you, like a stupid whatever, if someone hurts you, the only way an ego knows how to repair itself is if it hurts more. So when you say something that's 2 times more hurtful to the next person, that's the ego trying to heal itself of the blow it just received. So the more you react instead of responding, the more you say things to hurt the other person more than what they've said, is you growing and feeding the ego more. So he says it's better to just respond or take time out or apologize if you need to. In that way you're starving the ego, and starving it means it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.